What is going on, YouTube? What is going on? Hope everybody is feeling good, feeling great. On a happy Tuesday for a Met fan. I feel good. I feel good to be a Met fan. I feel great. What's going on, Lulu? How you doing, man? Let's go Mets. Let's go Mets. You know the vibes. We are here to talk Mets baseball, and I'm very excited. I'm very excited. I feel like, listen. This is the time to be excited as a Met fan. This is a very, very important off season for the New York Mets. This is very, very important. And I know a lot of Met fans aren't that happy with the move that got made the other day, and that was Frankie Montas signing. I get it. I understand. But trust in David Stearns, trust in Steve Cohen, because this is something that the Mets need to do. The Mets have to make this offseason important. The Mets have to capitalize on this offseason. There is so much money coming off the books. You got Verlander's contract off the books. You got Max Scherzer's contract off the books. And you got James McCann's contract off the book. This is something that is interesting. It is important. And it's something that you got to take advantage of. The Mets, you got to take advantage of. And I love it. I love it. I love, the fact that the Mets are in this position, because obviously in 2019, when Bryce Harper was a free agent, the Wilpons just didn't do enough. They didn't do enough, and it didn't feel like we had money. And we were the Mets. We were the New York Mets, so it didn't make any sense. So I'm so happy that right now the Mets are putting themselves in a position to get Juan Soto. Now, what's the latest on Juan Soto? Right now, he's on the final stages of a final offer. And there's a lot of teams that definitely are interested. We know that the Blue Jays are interested. We know that the Red Sox are interested. We know that the Mets are interested. And we know that the Yankees are interested. And the Phillies are also interested, and the Dodgers. There is a lot of teams interested, and obviously it's Juan Soto. There's a reason to be interested. And I just think when it comes to the Mets, you got to get this guy. You have to get this guy, man. Like, this is a guy that if you get him, you send a message to the league that you can do anything that you want. You got one of the best players in baseball. Like, this guy is going to be a Hall of Famer. This is something, it doesn't matter. Whatever amount Soto wants, give it to him. Give it to him. Let me see what he said here. The dollar amount for Soto doesn't bother me, but the possible amount of years does. Listen, I understand your concern here. I definitely get it. I know why you're concerned about that, because, look, I know he's 25 years old or 26 years old, but listen, we signed Francisco Lindor on a 10-year contract when he was 26. So we have Francisco Lindor up to he's like 36 years old. So to be honest, if we sign Soto and we get a championship out of that contract in some way, if we finally get that championship and we win with Juan Soto, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. So that's why the years don't scare me. That's exactly why the years don't scare me, because this is someone you have to get. It's someone you have to get. Whether he wants 10 years, 12 years, you got to get him. And I know it's something that I know maybe not a lot of Met fans are happy to say, me to say that. But if we win a championship, it's worth it. It's worth it. And it's not a bust. And that is something that you have to, if you sign this guy, you got to win the championship. At least in his contract year, you got to win in his contract in the 10 years you got with Soto, you got to win a championship. So that is something that is important and you got to focus on. So, I mean, let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about Juan Soto? What do you think about, what's been said about him? And to be honest, let's talk about the Red Sox. Let's really talk about the Red Sox. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, the Red Sox are going to get him. The Red Sox are the next one. Look, the Red Sox, when have the Red Sox spent money on a person? In the last few years, when have you seen the Boston Red Sox spend money like a $600 million contract? When? Has it been in a long time? A long time. So you really think that the Red Sox are going to sign Juan Soto? And I know a lot of people are saying, oh, he's Dominican, and you got Big Papi, and you got Pedro Martinez, and you got all these guys. But when you really think about it, the Boston Red Sox don't spend money. They don't. They don't spend that a lot of money. And that is something that you don't spend a lot of money. You're not going to get Juan Soto. Juan Soto is not going to sign for 200 mil, 300 mil, 400 mil. He wants 500 mil, 600 mil, 700 mil. He's not going to sign for. So Boston, the Boston Red Sox, to me, is not believable. It's not. To me, it's not really believable, because when have the Red Sox spent money? The last contract that they spent money on was Rafael Devers. And obviously, you let Mookie Betts walk. You let Xander Bogaerts walk. So when you really think about it, is Boston really, really a contender for Juan Soto? To me, I don't think so. I really don't think so. He might have he might like the organization. He might really like how their presentation was. He might like that there's a lot of Dominicans, and I'm Dominican myself, and I'm Puerto Rican as well. But I don't think that the Red Sox are going to sign Juan Soto. I really don't think that. And I'll be very, very wrong and surprised if that ever happens, because I mean, I just don't think that. So let's see what he said here. Do you think he can improve his defense? And look, when you get Juan Soto, you're not getting him for his defense. You're getting him for his all-star potential, Hall of Famer potential as in the offense. And I know his defense is something that has been talked about. His defense isn't that great. And if you're going to put Juan Soto in Citi Field, it's going to be pretty hard for him to play right field in Citi Field. It really is. And I think that the Mets and Juan Soto himself has to consider that, because I personally don't feel like Juan Soto can cover a lot of ground in Citi Field like a Tyrone Taylor, like a Starling Marte did. And I want this guy to get better at defense. Maybe he will get better. I don't know. But the thing is, Juan Soto doesn't run well, and Juan Soto's defense isn't that great. It isn't. So when it comes to the Mets, that is something you have to consider. It's something you have to consider. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I want the Mets to sign Juan Soto. I do. But it's like, how is he going to play in Citi Field? How is his defense going to play? And that it's important to talk about. It really is. It's important because Citi Field is one of the biggest parks in the MLB. It really is. So think about that. Really think about that. But let's get into some latest news that I want to talk about, and that is Clay Holmes, guys. The Mets are currently interested in Clay Holmes and converting him to be a starter. And I think Clay Holmes was important to the Yankees. He was their closer, and obviously the pressure got to him and he couldn't close anymore. And they put, the other guy, they put, what's his name? Luke, what's his name? Luke. What's his name? I forgot his name, but the closer for the Yankees, why am I blanking on this, man? I need to find Yankees closer. Let me see. Oh, Luke Weaver. Luke Weaver. Yes, Luke Weaver was the closer. And, he basically took Clay Holmes' job. So do we really think that Clay Holmes can be converted into a starter? I mean, it's possible. It's not like it's not possible. But is it worth it? Is it worth it? Like, signing this guy and converting him to a starter, you don't know what that's going to become. Like, I don't know. I really don't. I don't think this is the perfect option or the right option for the New York Mets. I really don't. Clay Holmes, to me, he's a reliever. It's going to take time for him to be a starter. It's not going to be that easy to just jump in and be a starter. So I think you got guys like Garrett Crochet, who's obviously has been converted to a starter, and he was a reliever. So, I mean, it's not like it's impossible, but to me, you should be focused on real starting pitching, like a Walker Buehler, like a Corbin Burns, like these guys. You should be focused on these type of guys and not just focused on Clay Holmes. I don't see it. I really don't see him becoming a starter for the New York Mets. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would like to get Clay Holmes maybe as a reliever, but not as a starter. To me, I really don't think that is the perfect option. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, I really don't think that. So, but yeah, at the end of the Mets, they got to make moves. They got to make moves, and you got to get better. At the end of the day, the goal for 2025 is to get better. You went to the NLCS. Now is your time to get better. And that is something important. It's something that you have to talk about. You know, the Mets have to get better. You see the Dodgers getting better. You see the Phillies are still really good. You know, you see the Brewers are still good. There's teams that are getting better, and the Mets, they got to stay in that race. Not everyone can be the Dodgers, but the Mets have the money to make big moves, like sign a Walker Buehler, like sign a Juan Soto. So it's up to the Mets and David Stearns and Steve Cohen to really lock in and get Juan Soto. Like, do everything you can to get Juan Soto. That's what I want the Mets to do. Listen, last offseason, I know a lot of people wanted Yamamoto on the Mets. I wanted Yamamoto to sign as well. I did. But we can't say that Steve Cohen and David Stearns didn't do everything that they can to get a Yamamoto, because they did. They really did. They offered him the same type of contract that the Dodgers offered him. So it's something that you got to look at. The Mets, when they want a guy, they're going to try to go for him. And I want them to get Juan Soto. But we'll see at the end of the day. We'll see. And I mean, let's talk about this contract here. The Walker, you know, the Frankie Montas contract. Listen, this contract to me is just not that exciting. It's not. Like, it really isn't. And I want the Mets to get better. And I don't think this is the way. I really don't think. I think you have money and you should be spending money. You have so much money coming off the books. So spend money. Don't do these little cheap contracts. And come on. So that's what I think. And go get yourself a Walker Buehler. Why not? Listen, Walker Buehler pitched his ass off in the postseason. He pitched great. And I don't think, you know, so, I mean, we'll see. Let's see what he's at here. I don't think that Stearns is an open the purse guy like Cohen is. Well, he has to get on board. He has to get on board because we want the Mets to get better, and you have money now. You don't have to operate like a small market team. You do not have to operate like the Milwaukee Brewers did. Now is your time to lock in and get these contracts done. I want the Mets to get these contracts done. I want the Mets to be successful. At the end of the day, this is what we want from the Mets. We want them to get better. And how can you get better? Is it a trade for Garrett Crochet? Is it a trade for Luis Castillo? I know that, listen, there was an idea that I saw on Twitter. Somebody said that they can get Luis Castillo for, who was it? It was Brett Beatty, Jonah Tong, and Jeff McNeil. Listen, I don't know if that gets the deal done, but I would love for Luis Castillo to be on board and come to the Mets. And I know that Jonah Tong is in you know, a fast riser in the Mets you know, prospects. And that is something that the Mets, they gotta take advantage of that. You know, they gotta take advantage of Jonah Tong and how he's getting better, and he's putting himself in a big spot. He really is. So at the end of the day, we'll see what happens, but you got to get better. And that's you got to get better. And I know that a lot of people don't think that Castillo is going to come here or wants to come here, but it's New York. I mean, why wouldn't you want to come to New York? It's the New York Mets. It's the New York Mets. You know, so, and I want the Mets to make you saw how fun in 2024 a Met, you know, being a Met can be. And that's what I want the Mets to, you know, push. That it's fun being a Met. You don't have those things. You can have fun. You don't have to not, shave like the Yankees or whatever. Like, you can have fun. We have a mascot. We have a lot of things that are fun. So, I mean, why not? Why not? So you got to get Juan Soto. At the end of the day, guys, go get Juan Soto. Go get him. 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 And what I'm hearing is that he's going to sign in like 8 days, 9 days, maybe before that, maybe before the winter meetings. That is what I'm hearing. Andy Martino from SNY basically said that the Mets are in the the Juan Soto stage is in the final stage. They're in the final offer stage. And I know a lot of people don't like Andy Martino, and I get it. This was reported by multiple reporters as well. So this is something we got to take into account. The Mets, I hope that they make a final offer that is better than everyone. And if he doesn't want to come here, then he's not going to accept that offer. But if he wants to come here, he's going to accept that offer. And the Mets are going to do something that they haven't done in some time. They haven't done in some time. And it's something that you have to appreciate. Because if you get a free agent like Juan Soto, that is going to say so much about your organization. It is going to help you get other free agents. It's going to help, make your organization more attractive. Having free agents come. And that is something that the Mets have to do. This is a big fish that you got to get. If you're the Mets, you got to get Juan Soto. I know a lot of people don't like his defense. I know a lot of people don't like his arm. I know a lot of people don't like how he runs. I get it. I completely get it. But you can't say that Juan Soto is not a generational player. You can't say that Juan Soto wouldn't make this team better. Just imagine a lineup with Francisco Lindor, with Juan Soto, and it's something that you got to consider here. You see what he said here. Do you think that Alonso will come back if we land Juan? If we land Juan Soto, I think that if we land Juan Soto, Pete Alonso is gonna want to come back. Pete Alonso is gonna want to come back quick. And but will he? Will the Mets want to spend more on Pete Alonso? That is something that let's talk about Pete Alonso for a little bit, because his free agency hasn't really hit the ground running. Not yet. Because obviously we got to get Juan Soto signed. Juan Soto has to sign, and then Scott Boras will get, the Pete Alonso free agency running. But to me, right now, that's paused right now, because Juan Soto is the big fish, and everybody is trying to get that big fish. Everybody. And I know there's a lot of people talking about Toronto. Oh, Toronto, the Toronto Blue Jays are the highest bidder or most likely suitor for Juan Soto. At the end of the day, we don't know much information than what we're getting. And there's a lot of people that are saying stuff about Juan Soto and it isn't true. So I can't really put all my eggs in one basket when it comes to these reporters. But I will say that Toronto, I know they want Juan Soto. Who wouldn't want Juan Soto? But does Juan Soto want to come to Toronto? Toronto hasn't been winning. Toronto has looked pretty dead lately. They got Bo Bichette, they got Vladdy Guerrero, but it's not looking like the team has been successful. So what's going on, Sanders? How you doing? The Mets have to sign Juan Soto. Soto is a superstar. He is in this era. He's this era's Roberto Clemente. That is listen. I feel like Juan Soto is a very, very important player, and you got to go get him. You got to go get him. But, man, it's something that, you got to take into account, because you don't know what's going to happen. You really don't. You really don't know what's going to happen. And I just want the Mets to sign Juan Soto. I really do. See here. So yeah. So the Mets' latest news. So they're interested in Clay Holmes. They're interested in Frank, Walker Buehler lately. And to me, I think that they should get Walker Buehler. You got to make your rotation better. And to me, and also, Aroldis Chapman has signed a 1-year deal with the Red Sox. Like I said, the Red Sox are not going to spend $700 million on Juan Soto or $600 million. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So I really don't think the Red Sox are a threat when it comes to getting Juan Soto. I really don't. I just don't see them spending money. The Red Sox don't spend money. They don't. And maybe this is the special time that they're going to consider and they're going to spend money. Maybe. But I just don't see it. I really don't see it. So, we'll see. But after this contract, after the Frankie Montas deal, you got to do more. You have to sign a better starter than Frankie Montas. I'm sorry, but Frankie Montas is at best a fifth starter. He's at best a fifth starter. So when you think about it, you got to get a guy like Max Fried or a Corbin Burns or a Walker Buehler, or make a trade. Make a trade for a Garrett Crochet. I know there's been a lot of interest in Garrett Crochet. And to me, the Mets have prospects to get the deal done, but will they get the deal done? Will they, be able to give those prospects away? Will they actually give those prospects away? Do they want to give up Jet Williams? Do they want to give up a Jonah Tong? Do they want to give up a Brandon Sproat? It's something that if you want to win, you got to consider. And Lulu says here, I hope Senga will be healthy this coming season. Yeah, I want Kodai Senga to be healthy, man. I really do. I want Kodai Senga to be healthy. To me, I think Kodai Senga in the postseason, you didn't see really much from him because he was coming back from an injury. But he looked pretty healthy, but we will see because this is very, very important. Kodai Senga, if he's healthy, he can be your ace. He can be your number one. He can. So to me, if Kodai Senga's healthy, then you gotta get someone else. You have to get another starter to help Kodai Senga. Kodai Senga can't do all the work. He can't. And I know that a lot of people are saying, oh, Sean Manaea, bring Sean Manaea back. Bring Sean Manaea, maybe 3 years, 39 million, 3 years, 40 million. I mean, you did 2 years, 34 million for Frankie Montas. But Sean Manaea, I think, pitched really, really good. And I just don't know if the Mets, are going to sign him. I don't. Let's see here what Sanders said here. How about trading Brett Beatty, Nick Morabito, and Jonah Tong for Luis Castillo? Yeah, Nick Morabito kind of broke out a little bit. He kind of, was putting himself out there. He was hitting good. He was, he's still a young prospect, but he was doing good. I like Nick Morabito. And Brett Beatty, to me, doesn't have a lot of value that you would want him to have. He's still a young guy. He's still a guy that has, some power and, a good swing. But I don't know if that's going to get the deal done for Luis Castillo. I don't. I really don't. And when let me look here at Luis Castillo, his free agency when he's a free agent. So he did an extension, a 5-year extension in 2022. So yeah, so he's gonna be a free agent. He's gonna be a free agent by probably 2027. You probably got him to 2027. So to me, if there was a guy to make a trade for, I would make a trade for Luis Castillo. I really do like Luis Castillo. You know, and people are saying that they don't know if he's going to come here. I think why not? Why not? I mean, the New York Mets are fun. So at the end of the day, the Mets have to get better. And they can't just be making these little moves, man. Like Frankie Montas, this is not the answer. This is not the answer. David Stearns, I trust you. I trust you, and you got us to the playoffs. You got us to the NLCS in 2024. I trust David Stearns. But this move for Frankie Montas is just, to me, it's not a move that I saw coming, especially with the money you have coming off the books. So we'll see. But I mean, Clay Holmes, I know a lot of people talking about Clay Holmes being converted as a starter. I just don't see it. I just don't see Clay Holmes being a starter for the Mets, man. I really don't. But hey, what's going on, John? What's going on, John? How you feeling? And what's going on, Darren? What's going on? John says, no more pitching reclamation projects, please. Yes, I'm kind of tired of it. Like, okay, the Luis Severino deal, that was a good deal. It was a good deal. And then you had Sean Manaea. That was a good deal as well. It proved to be a good deal. And now they're going in free agency and trying to get themselves a contract. And good for them. Good for them. But is this contract with Frankie Montas worth it? Really? Let's see here. We said here, how about trading for Garrett Crochet? Yeah, I think Garrett Crochet, I think the possibility is still on the table. Would McNeil, Brett Beatty, and 2 prospects in the 25th and 50 range get that done? To me, Brett Beatty doesn't have a lot of value as much as I want him to. But he's still young. He's still controllable. And that is something that is important and you have to consider. So if I'm getting Brett Beatty, I'm getting a controllable guy that can play third base, has a little bit of power, and has a good swing, but hasn't been consistent. And then if I'm getting McNeil is a guy that can be versatile, and that is what a lot of teams would probably like about McNeil. He's a guy that can play second base. He's a guy that can play the outfield. He's a guy that can play multiple positions. And then those 2 prospects in the 25th, 50 range, I mean, who would those prospects be? Would it be a Ryan Clifford? Would it be a Jet Williams? I think when it comes to the Mets, Ryan Clifford is a guy that you probably could cash in on, and I think that definitely that will be enticing for teams because Ryan Clifford has a lot of power. He strikes out a bit as well, but he has a lot of power. Can't get lucky every year. No, you can't. You can't get lucky every single year. And nobody saw the Mets making the playoffs in 2024. I didn't. I definitely didn't. I thought that they would be decent. But when I heard the pitching rotation was going to be Sean Manaea, Luis Severino, Quintana, and Senga got hurt, I was like, I'm not feeling too great. I'm not feeling too great. But what I will say is David Peterson he proved himself. He really did. He came out the woodworks and he was pitching his ass off, man. He did a great job. And that's what I really like about, David Peterson. I feel like he found his confidence and he found how to pitch. He found what he needed to find because David Peterson is a first-round draft pick. That's something a lot of people forget. A first-round draft pick should perform. They should perform. And David Peterson, he did in 2024. See here, we said, what teams' odds to get Soto in your eyes? Let's talk about Soto real quick. Yeah, what teams are to me, I feel like Juan Soto, I really don't see him signing with the Red Sox. I could be wrong, but when you really think about it, When have you seen the last time the Red Sox spent money? It was the Rafael Devers contract. And that was a guy that the Boston Red Sox didn't want to let go. But they let go of Mookie Betts. They let go of Xander Bogaerts. Yes, they signed Trevor Story, but not a lot of money. So do we really think that the Red Sox are going to make a $600 million offer to Juan Soto? To me, I'm not seeing it. I don't think it's believable. And the reports can say whatever the reports want to say. And people can say whatever they want to say. But I really don't think that Juan Soto is going to sign with the Red Sox. And I know a lot of people say, oh, he's Dominican. You got Pedro Martinez. You got Big Papi. You got multiple Dominicans, and maybe that will entice Juan Soto to become a Boston Red Sox. I mean, it could be enticing. Of sure, reportedly he was very, very happy with the presentation. He was impressed with the presentation that the Boston Red Sox had. So that's good for them. That's good for them. At the end of the day, we just have to. The Mets, to me, have pretty good odds to get Juan Soto because of Steve Cohen in their back pocket. A guy that's willing to go to different lengths to get a guy. And you saw Steve Cohen get Max Scherzer. You saw Steve Cohen get Justin Verlander. You saw Steve Cohen, make the same offer for Yamamoto, but Yamamoto went to the Dodgers. So we'll see at the end of the day what happens. But Toronto, the Blue Jays, to me, are a dark horse for Juan Soto. I think that is a dark horse. I think when it comes to Toronto Blue Jays, Bo Bichette is a good player. He's been a little injury prone lately. You got Vladimir Guerrero, who's Dominican. I'm Dominican as well. But when it comes to Vladimir Guerrero for the Toronto Blue Jays, to me, the Toronto Blue Jays haven't been that good lately. They haven't. Like, they put all their eggs in one basket. What was it? Previously, that they had so much good pitching and they didn't get to the playoffs. So to me, the Toronto Blue Jays want to get better, but they haven't been getting that. They haven't been getting better. They haven't been making the playoffs. They haven't been making. I know there was one year that, the Toronto Blue Jays, I think when they signed Kikuchi, they had, Jose Barrios. They had multiple guys. They had Chris Bassett as well, and they didn't get anywhere. So to me, the Toronto Blue Jays could be their highest bidder. I mean, could be a potential suitor for Juan Soto, but Juan Soto wants to win. Can he win with the Toronto Blue Jays? I don't know. Hopefully some of these guys can handle the pressure of New York if they come here. I would hope so, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you would hope so. MLB Scoops is reporting that the Toronto Blue Jays is out on Juan Soto bidding. How reliable is MLB Scoops? I've seen that Twitter account before, but how reliable is that Twitter account? Like, is it really reliable? Because I don't want to just go off a Twitter account that maybe isn't that reliable. Your thoughts on the Golden Bat Rule? I don't even know about the Golden Bat. What's the Golden Bat Rule? I don't even know what the Golden Bat Rule is. I really don't. You guys need to calm down. Crooklyn, what's going on? Thanks for coming to the stream. I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for taking the day out of your time, taking some time out of your day to watch me. I really do appreciate that. You guys need to calm down. If you expect the Mets to go out there and get Burns, Max Fried, and Buehler, that was never going to happen. No. We don't. No. To me, I don't expect that to happen. I don't expect the Mets to get Max Fried, to get Walker Buehler, and to get Corbin Burns. But I expect the Mets to actually make an offer for one of those big fishes. Just one. And I think that'll make the team better. To me, a Corbin Burns or a Walker Buehler or a Max Fried would make the rotation drastically better. It would. Because right now you got Kodai Senga, you got David Peterson, You got Jose Butto. To me, Jose Butto is important to the Mets. He is like our Seth Lugo. He's a guy that has been converted to a reliever, but wants to be a starter. But he wants to be whatever he can to be in the major leagues, of course. But it's something that we gotta. And Jose Butto walks a lot of people. That is something that has been a little bit of a negative for Jose Butto, and he has to work that out. But I completely agree with you. The Mets are not going to assign the top 3 starting pitchers. That's not going to happen. But I don't want the Mets to make cheap deals and not get a guy that can really help this team. Soto should sign with the Mets. New York has a large Dominican population. Yeah, they do. They do. Sports reporter in LA says Soto to the Mets is imminent. I mean, let's hope so. Let's hope so. I know there was a picture, right? There was a picture that recently was discovered that Juan Soto was with his cousin or his brother, and he had like a Mets shirt or a Mets something attire. And I know a lot of people were like, this is something to go off of, So, we'll see. He's an actual reporter in LA. Okay, listen, if he's an actual reporter in LA, then that's good. I hope that he is a reliable source. I hope he is. The Golden Bat, thank you for getting back to me on the Golden Bat Rule, because I don't know what this is. The Golden Bat Rule is an one-time bonus at bat to place your best batter at any time. What? Wait a minute. There's no way that's real. The Golden Bat Rule? Are you kidding me? The Golden Bat Rule is a one-time bonus in a game to place your best batter at any time. This is to me, I don't like this at all. You're playing with baseball. I don't want them to change the game, man. And that's going to change the game, and that's not going to be good. I hope that isn't true. And I hope that this is just like a rumor or something, because come on, man. What are we doing, man? The Golden Bat Rule? What are we doing? There's no way that's real. I hope that isn't real, man. Do you know the reporter's name? David Pingalore, KTLA. All right, Pingalore. David. Let's see who the David Pingalore. Who is this guy, man? I don't even. Free agency. I don't know who this guy is, man, but I don't think that the Mets are gonna get one of those 3 I mentioned, but not. I don't think that the Mets are gonna get. I don't think that the Mets are gonna get one of those 3 I mentioned, but not all 3. I think you meant to say they're gonna get one of those 3, but not all 3. I think that's what you meant to say. What's going on, Frank? How we feeling? Crooklyn, what's going on? John, what's going on? I hope everybody's feeling good. The Ghost Runner changed the game. Listen, the Ghost Runner wasn't as bad as something like the Golden Bat Rule. Like, what is that? Like, come on. What is that? So, yeah, I like the Ghost Runner rule because it changed the game, but it made the game quicker. And that's what I liked. The DH changed the game. The DH changed the game, but it's something that I wanted. The DH, I wanted the National League to have a DH to make the leagues equal. That's what I wanted. And it finally happened. The commissioner is ruining the game of baseball with this Golden Bat Rule. Listen, I'm about to look up this Golden Bat Rule because I don't know what the hell this is. Golden Bat Rule MLB. Are you kidding me with this? Oh my God. The MLB is considering Golden at Bat. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is true, actually, guys. Guys, this is actually true. This is actually true. The MLB is actually considering that. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say about that. Like, what? Oh my god, man. Frank, how are we doing? Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm happy you took some time out of your day to watch me. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome, man. I love talking Mets baseball. I love talking baseball in general. So if you guys want to talk baseball in general, I'm happy to talk about baseball. I'm happy to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, man. But man, when it comes to the Mets, I mean, you got to go get Juan Soto. You got to get him. Go get Juan Soto. Give him how much money he wants, and give him give him how many years he wants. When Soto's being scouted, there was a video of Soto speaking in Spanish, saying his tryout with the Mets was his best performance at the time. He was saying positive words about the Mets. Listen, that's good. That's good. I like that. I think the Mets, we don't know if he's going to sign with the Mets, but let's hope he does, man. Let's hope he does. But if there's one guy to go get out of the three, Walker Buehler, Corbin Burns, or Max Fried, to me, I would go get Walker Buehler. I would. I think Walker Buehler pitched really good, man. I think he did his thing. I think he came back from his injury. He recovered from Tommy John surgery. He recovered from his hip injury, and he pitched great in the postseason. He did. My Yankees fans, will this owe me if Soto signs with the Mets? Check MLB scoop. All right, let me check MLB scoops here, because we're talking about MLB scoops. So let's talk about MLB scoops real quick. MLB scoops. MLB scoops. MLB Insider, MLB information. That's what this says on Twitter here. Soto to the Mets. The breaking news: the Blue Jays have been informed that they are out of the Juan Soto sweepstakes. It is unclear if any other teams have been told the same, but we can confirm that Toronto will not be landing the star outfielder. They're saying that Luis Severino is also the Rangers' interest in Severino picking up steam. I don't know. I mean, this guy has what, 8,000 followers? To me, I don't know. I don't know. I just can't. I don't know. Like, really? I mean, if this is true, he's saying that the Luis Severino, there's been some interest from the Texas Rangers. Okay. And then he's also saying that the Soto's coming to the Mets. I mean, that's just what they're saying on MLB Scoops on Twitter. If you guys want to check out MLB Scoops on Twitter, you guys can do that. But yeah, let's see here. Here is an idea. This is something Steve Cohen and his people may be better equipped to offer than most owners. Cohen can assign an investment counselor to Soto on the day he signs. Yes, you're right. You're right about that. Steve Cohen knows, a lot of high people, a lot of people that know how to deal with money. And I think you're right about that. I think that's an idea. I think that's an idea. So to me, I appreciate you guys watching, man. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to watch me. I really appreciate you guys. My name is Randy. This is the All Things Mets channel. Thank you for watching. You guys are awesome, man. If you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe to the channel. If if you want to leave a like on the stream, that definitely helps the stream a lot. So if you leave a like on the stream, that's going to help the stream a lot. It's going to get the stream to a lot more people. And yeah, man, at the end of the day, we love talking Mets baseball. And yeah, You gotta go. You gotta go get Juan Soto. At the end of the day, this is something you gotta get him. So let's go get Juan Soto. Let's hope that Cohen and David Stearns can, put out that checkbook and really go get one of the best free agents there's been in some time. Like, yeah. What else you guys want to talk about, guys? I've been here for 45 minutes. What else you guys want to talk about? Want to talk about trades? You want to talk about let me know whatever you guys want to talk about. We can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. See, Mets don't. Oh, Frank is saying the Mets don't need Soto. Below average defense and no arm. To me, I think the Mets need Soto because of the offense. You're not signing Soto for his defense. If you're signing Juan Soto, it's going to be for his amazing offensive bat and his plate discipline and how explosive he is and how important he is to a lineup. So, to me, if you're going to sign Juan Soto, it's going to be because of that. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see at the end of the day. We'll see. But Soto is important. Soto is a guy you got to go get. To me, I would want Juan Soto on this team. MTR, what's going on, MTR? What's going on? Thanks for coming to the stream. And Marcus also, thanks for coming to the stream. MTR, let's talk about it. If you don't get Juan Soto, does Pete Alonso return to the New York Mets? If you don't get Juan Soto, I think Pete Alonso does become a very important part of the Mets free agency going forward. But I don't know if Pete Alonso comes back to the Mets. I think that the Cubs are very, very interested in Pete Alonso. We know that they've literally said there's been reports about the Cubs' interest about Pete Alonso since last year. So, will the Mets sign Will the Mets sign Pete Alonso? I don't know. I don't. The thing about David Stearns is he's a smart guy. And if you're going to sign Pete Alonso, I hope it's not for a 5-year contract, a 6-year a 7-year contract. If you're going to sign Pete Alonso, make it a 4-year contract at most. 200 mil, 200 if you want to go there. Apparently he rejected 150 mil in in spring training. At the end of the day, I don't know what he wants to do. Let's see here. Frank is saying I wouldn't pay 600 million. He's not worth it to me. Yeah, I know he's not worth it to a lot of people. I get why you would say he's not worth it. And this is something that you got to talk about, because a guy like Juan Soto, he's not a guy like Shohei Ohtani. He can't pitch and he can't hit he can't hit at the same time. So that is something when you're considering a player. And when I first heard about Juan Soto wanting 600 mil, I was like, what? But the thing is, the contract for Shohei Ohtani, it made things more into reality. It made it more into a reality. And now the fact that Juan Soto's asking for this amount of money is insane, because this guy cannot pitch. He can do he can do a couple of things. He can hit, he can field, he can throw, he can run a little bit. That's it. I mean, he can't really do much. So when you're signing Juan Soto, you're going to sign him for, you're signing him for his bat. You're not signing him for anything else. But to me, 600 mil is a lot for one player. It is. It really is. But it's not my money. It's not my money. It's Steve Cohen's money. So that's why I don't really care. I don't. Because it's not my money. So go get Juan Soto, please. Do you pivot to Anthony Santander if Alonso leaves? I think Anthony Santander had a really good year, a really powerful year. He's a guy that has a lot of power. So yeah, I think why not? Yeah, why not pivot to Anthony Santander? Yeah. I think Anthony doesn't he play the outfield though? Doesn't Santander play the outfield? Senga is our ace in 2025. I mean, if we don't sign a big fish like a Walker Bueller, like a Corbin Burns, like a Max Fried, yes, then Senga's going to be our ace by default. What about a trade? What about trade McNeil for quality pitching? I really like that idea. I think McNeil, to me, he's like with all the infielders that the Mets have, like because now you have Ronnie Mauricio coming off an injury. You have, and hopefully he's healthy by spring training. Hopefully he's healthy. I don't know. I heard that he hasn't started baseball activities, which is a little concerning. And he's coming off a torn ACL, and I get it. But I mean, I don't know. But Luis Acuna is a guy that can play second base, and he is going to be important to the Mets' future. You got Mark Vientos at third. So, do you trade McNeil for quality pitching? I wouldn't hate it. I don't feel, to me, that McNeil should be on this team anymore. I don't feel like his time as a Met, to me, has passed. And yeah. If the report about Toronto being out of the running for Soto is accurate, maybe it will be more possible for the Mets to trade for Vladdy Guerrero Jr. sooner than later and not wait until he's a free agent. I mean, I would love for Vladdy Guerrero Jr. to be as a Met, but I don't see Toronto trading Vladdy. I really don't see. If there's one player that Toronto's not going to trade, it's going to be him, Vladdy. He's not going anywhere. Too much of a crapshoot. Yeah. He's not Ted Williams. You're right. He's not Ted Williams. Darren said the reliever I was talking about yesterday was Mike Soroka. Oh, yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, you were talking about Mike Soroka, a guy that, he was moved to the bullpen. He had a 2.76 ERA. He had 60 strikeouts. I think Mike Soroka has had a lot of health issues. He's been injury prone, but I mean, yeah. But he is topping at 97, and he does have a nasty slider. I think Mike Soroka is a guy that you should consider for the bullpen. You should. I would keep Pete for the bat and the glove. To me, I feel like Pete Alonso, his exit velocity is going down year after year after year, and he's getting worse. To me, I'm sorry to break it to you guys, but Pete Alonso is getting worse. He had his worst year as a Met in 2024. He did. In the regular season, he had his worst year as a Met. Vlad might not want to stay. Yeah, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he might not want to stay, but he's going to be stuck there until he's a free agent. Let's look when he's a free agent. Let's look. Let's see. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., his free agency. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Oh, wow. Wow. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is a free agent. He's a free agent after 2025? Whoa. I didn't see that. I didn't know about that. Vladdy is a free agent after 2025? Woo. He's going to be a big free agent, man. Wow. Soto's not Wade Boggs. Yeah, he's not. Wade Boggs, yeah, you're right. Nothing is etched in stone, but nothing here indicates he's leaving. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, we'll see at the end of the day. He hasn't signed an extension, so that doesn't indicate that he's staying. Jonathan, conspiracy theory: did Scott Boras force the Mets to sign Frankie Montas as a requirement to sign Juan Soto. But why would that be a requirement? Why would you want to sign Frankie Montas? Do they what? Do they know? Do they like have a connection? Like what is the requirement to sign Frankie Montas? Like what is it? Like to me, I want to know. Like what do they have a great connection? What? Because he's Dominican? Because he's Dominican? Don't tell me because he's Dominican that's why your theory is. MTR, this is his arbitration year, right? You think he might get screwed in arbitration? Yeah, he might. Box glove and bat. Soto, no way. Yeah, listen, Juan Soto, you don't get him for his glove. You get him for his bat. You get him for his bat. Guys, we got 5 more minutes on the stream, guys. 5 more minutes on the stream. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying the stream. I appreciate you guys for taking the time out of your day to talk about Mets baseball with me. Appreciate you guys so much. Yes, he is a free agent, but the media here indicates he's going to sign. I mean, he probably might. Acuna, oh, what's going on, Yamit? Acuna can play second base, third base. Give him shortstop, give him high heels, and he can play first. All 3 outfields, and he might be the most talented utility player that the Mets ever had. Probably. When I buy Jordans, they force me to buy a shoe cleaner, or else I can't buy the shoes. Yeah, but what's the connection? What's the connection of Frankie Montas and Juan Soto? Like, what is it? True, because Pete is uppercutting the ball. That's why he strikes out like Dave Kingman. Yeah, to me, there's something off. Something is off with Pete Alonso. Something is off. And it's something that he has to fix. Like, he has to. Because he had his worst year as a Met in 2024. His worst year. His worst year. He didn't even have that many RBIs. He didn't. But I mean, we'll see. Marcus is saying MTR. So the Blue Jays will definitely pay him something north of 30 mil per season. Okay. At the end of the day, we know that the Mets have to get better. You got to get better. So find ways to get better. Let's hope that they do. And yeah, at the end of the day, that's what I want for the Mets, to get better, to win. So go get Juan Soto. Go get a starting pitcher that isn't freaking Frankie Montas. And fix your bullpen. Fix your bullpen because your bullpen needs help. Yeah. At the end of the day, fix your bullpen. Like, really, really fix your bullpen. So yeah. But yeah, guys, any last comments you guys want to talk about? Anything else you guys want to talk about? I'm about to get out of here in like a few minutes. About to get some dinner and stuff. I'm pretty hungry. But man, at the end of the day, I want the Mets to get better. If you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe. Definitely leave the like on the stream. It helps out the stream so much. It helps me out so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch me. I really am appreciative. Yeah, and the content is going to get better. I want to, work on a few things. And yeah, man. So at the end of the day, 2025 is going to be our year, man. 2025 is going to be this year a very, 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 very important year for the All Things Mets channel. Very, very important. And yeah, man, at the end of the day, yeah. But I appreciate you guys for watching. You guys are awesome. I love you guys so much. You guys are great. Let's hope we get Juan Soto. Let's hope that the Mets get better. Let's hope that the Mets become a better team. That's all I want. The Mets to become a better team. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys so much. Like I said, thank you for taking some time out of your day to watch me. And yeah, we are going to be streaming a lot more. So look out for that. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday. Yeah, tomorrow we'll do probably another stream, or yeah, tomorrow we'll do another stream for sure. We'll do another stream. So look out for another stream probably around this time. So yeah, you guys are awesome. I love you guys so much. And yeah, man, I'm out of here. LFGM for life. And thanks, Sanders. I appreciate it. Excellent show. Appreciate you. Thank you guys for watching.